Evening deletes. Evening deletes. I'm hoping everyone's well. I'm hoping everyone's well. We'll listen to Voice of Reason on at 9. I'd like to know what people are talking about. I like to know what people are talking about. Get in here, Timmy. Get in here, John. Right. I'm hoping everyone's well. I'm not too bad. Yeah, I'm hoping everyone's well. Yeah. Is that Grant? Let me give Grant a spanner. Get in here, Sir Harris. Get in here, Grant. Get in here, Clinton Kell. I hope you're doing all right. I'm not too bad.
This is not just vegan Christmas food. This is M&S vegan Christmas food.
Get in here, Grant, my cousin.
That's excellent. We've got loads of good.
Yeah, Grant's my cousin. Probably about 500 years ago, we come from the same family 500 years because we're Edwards. Well, we must have come down a family tree from years ago. So we come from the same cloth, me and Grant. So get in here, Grant, my lad.
Housekeeping Institute taste-approved family favourites from only £1, including the triple pepper.
Yeah, exactly. Get in here, Dan. Get in here, my lad. Yeah. Way. I can get in here, David. Get in here, Danny. I hope everyone's well. Get in there, Greasy. Get everybody, everyone's well. I can be. No beer, mate. I'm sober tonight. Sparkling water. Sparkling water, my lad. Yes, get me. Cheers. Take one day at a time, mate. Take one day at a time. Take one day at a time. One day at a time. Take one day at a time. Yeah. Yeah, get in that. Get there, Spectre Land, Donald Duck. Get in there. One day at a time. One step at a time.
You know the club, them want flex with us, they flex with us, they can't flex with us. Some of them want like I'm a flame, yeah, they call the name, and it's for fame. It's a good girl, turn me on.
To the early morning.
Don't get at the stage and go about it. Go anything you want, you know you must get it. Come in the momentum, now eat the tension. Girl, run the program, just mark it. Now have a good time, girl. Free up your mind, kind of body can't get your man pounded it. You want the number one, girl, wave your hand and them see the wedding bag. Yo, sexy ladies want power with us.
Yeah. I'm on the orange. I'm on orange. Fruit. Yeah. Fruit juice, sparkling water, and I got some oranges.
You know the club, them want flex with us, to get next to us, and now flex with us. Come in my contract, now for play, can't call the name, and it's in for fame.
Get in trouble.
Stop banging on the damn furnace. You hear me now? This is
Get in for Nacers, Knight Templar, Gucci.
Well, let's get it on till the early morning. It's all good, just turn me on. Yo, shake that thing, miss. Better shake that thing, yo. Anna better shake that thing, miss. Donna, yo, miss. Julie and the one near Rebecca, yo, shake that thing, yo. Yo, Anna shake that thing, yo. Anna better shake that thing, miss.
Hey, exactly.
You know the club, them all flex with us. We get next to us, them all flex with us. From the day my pants like I'm a flame, can I call my name and it's in my face. It's all good, girl, turn me on till I earn them all. Let's get it on, let's get it on till I earn them all.
Each week I choose the best seasonal flowers, cut fresh from the grower so they last ages and don't cost a bomb. Delivered straight to your door, bursting with...
come. Yeah. No, not really. I think you're all right, George. Yeah. It'd be nice to see what people are talking about tonight. Yeah, getting a cosmic jackpot. No, what it is, it'd be nice to see what people are talking about. Getting here, Poppy. Yeah, it's good to see what people are talking about, you see. And Alex gives you the news anyway, what's happening. And he keeps you up to date twice a week. So get in.
Now I walk with a limb in the room and the lady saying 50 you hot. They like me, I want them to love me, so they love hot. But I live in New York, she always tell you I'm broke, so we it's a rap game in the trunk, fuck this man. My money on my mind, got a meal out the deal, and I'm still on the grind. I show me since I'm feeling my stash, I'm feeling my flow. I'm girl to go with it high, and they ready to go on the air. I just feel the bug, my mind got what you need. You need to feel the bug.
Yeah, I've got a lot of cleaning tonight.
Just let it burn. Just talking about money, homie. I ain't concerned. I'm a technical base. Let me cut go ahead, split the style up, and if they hit the
Okay, there's Sam Cook. I'm drinking that sparkling water. Yeah. Where is that? Yeah. Fresh fruit in the sparkling water. You enjoy clean cow, mate? You enjoy? Yeah. Waking up fresh tomorrow. Sober tonight, I'm sober tonight. Where's the track I like? I can't find the record. I can't remember what it's called now. Oh. Can't remember that song called. What is it? Well, I know, stand tall. That's it. Stand up tall. I thought it'd come back to me. Stand up tall it is. Yeah. Stand up tall, isn't it?
Yes.
Stand up tall. Oh, lovely. Another 6 minutes. Play one more song and we can listen to Voice of Regan. You ready for Voice of Reason? I wish, mate, I wish. It's definitely alcoholic free. Got him off the shampoo, son. Cook, get in there, lad. know. These are not drinking no alcohol tonight. Right, it should be another 3 minutes. We've got Voice of Reason. Let's play this video of his channel.
Want to know the most common mistake men make when approaching women, but most have?
As COVID-19 infections remain high at home and around the world, scientists have found that the virus is being spread not only by coughs, but also by people talking to each other. Studies show that consonants project the virus for much greater distances than vowels.
That's true.
And certain consonants, the so-called plosive sounds, are worst of all.
Worst of all. You get on
each time a person makes the sound p, t, or k, they can project the virus up to 3 times further than when they use softer consonants, such as th.
There's a high school project that found that out.
Based on this new evidence, the government is introducing new rules in stages to make people's speech less dangerous and slow the spread of COVID-19.
I knew this was coming.
Announcing the new rules, Health Secretary Matt Hancock said, during the first stage, or Tier 1, the consonant p will be banned and must always be replaced with the softer sound f. Anyone speaking to other people in a public place will have to stop using the plosive sound. Failure to do so could lead to a fine.
I don't want to believe, mate, to tell you the truth.
The whole population, even members of Parliament, will all have to play their part in this. After a period of a few weeks, we will move to Tier 2. Tier 1 rules will continue to apply. In addition, the sound t will be banned and must be replaced by the sound n. Although this may cause some initial confusion, for example, niches in schools will face challenges when niching the N-Nimes navel, we are confident any problems will be temporary, and measures under Near Nu will help learn the nide of this pandemic. After a further brief period, we will bring in Near 3.
Near 3?
The rules under Nears 1 and Nu will continue, with the addition of the sound k being banned, to be replaced by l. We have considered these measures carefully, in line with recommendations from professors at Language University. These new rules will apply not only in English, but also in other languages spoken in this country, English, Polish, Portuguese, and Italian. I urge people to neat now and narry on. Together, we now not.
It should be live now, shouldn't it? I'm just waiting for him to go live. Yeah, Chief just buzzing. Getting there, Greasy. Yeah, he's live.
Talk tomorrow? Yeah, that works for me. I'm pretty open.
Cool.
Great.
That's great.
Today is the worst day possible for the old common flu. Well, we don't give 2 fucks about that. We are here having fun, as we do every single week for months on end, growing by the second, and I couldn't be happier, and I can't thank you enough. I want to thank all my PR team who are back in force celebrating the work of the Voice of Reason, passing on clips, talking about us, promoting us, and making us bigger and bigger every day. 208,000 subscribers here on the old voice of reason, and it is amazing that we're all together for a Wednesday night. We are going to wish each other a Merry Christmas. We are going to be here through until 10:30, unless something goes incredibly wrong. And hopefully we will have a full switchboard as we already do. And I press the on button, and we do indeed have a full switchboard. So let's go straight to the phones. Tony, you ready or for me in the background if you are on the line. I make up the rules as I go along. My program, this is not a democracy, and I will keep us within the law. And providing we do that, we'll have fun. Hello, who's calling?
Hello, mate. It's Aidan in Kent.
Hello, mate. How are you?
Yeah, well, it's shit, mate. It's all shit.
I know.
Shit, food and blood.
Which bit of Kent are you in? Are you in the bit with the trucks?
No, well, not too far away. We're sort of 10 minutes from the Kent-East Sussex border, so we've got a little escape there.
It is shambolic, this, isn't it? Some 2,500 of these truckers held ransom going this Christmas, all because of political bollocks. I feel very, very sorry for them, and I can't see how any government, either this side or that side of the channel, can justify. I hope they sue both governments, these truckers, for ruining 3 days of their lives, having to shit on the M20 and all of that. I think it's a disgrace.
Yeah, it's absolutely disgusting. It's a joke. I mean, I'm self-employed. I drive for a living, and I've had work cancelled as a result of it. You know, my customers are too worried, whereas I can legally work. I can still go out and work, but no, it's terrible. But doesn't matter. Forest ain't cancelling Christmas here, so.
Are you tier 4 or tier 3?
I don't really care, to be honest with you. I've heard it's tier 4, but that bears no relevance on my life. I still crack on it.
So you're going to be carrying on Christmas Day. We know that the Met Police have said they won't be knocking on anyone's knocker. They won't be sticking their head through anybody's cat flap. They'll be doing what they do, which is doing proper policing, we hope. Whereas West Midlands Police say they're going to be handing out £200 fines. So once again, there is no consistency anywhere in this country. Some police forces taking it upon themselves to go around like little Hitlers, knocking on people's doors, ruining their Christmas, and other forces saying, no, this is silly and unenforceable. So we shall see what happens. I'm sure the Daily Mail will be packed with stories on Boxing Day.
Of course, I mean, you've got to be some sort of donut to have your visitors park outside. If you don't devise a parking strategy for like, I don't know, a half-mile radius around your house, scatter them out, arrive at different times, then you deserve.
Or bring them in through the back passage. That's what my producer Tarquin said he's going to be doing with his common law assistant Quentin. He said they're going to be sneaking in through the rear and, as you say, staggered. And, well, it will be staggering by the time they've had all that Kia Royale and all that Ponzi champagne they'll be drinking. And we do have our two producers. I suppose I must wish them a Merry Christmas. Tarquin, our producer. Working on the programme. I'm grateful, actually, for 3 days off. What we're going to do, Christmas Eve, Christmas Day and Boxing Day, is Belfield's top 50, getting to the top 20 on New Year's Eve and New Year's Day. The top 50 videos, I thought we'd relive them because we churn out so much crap every day. We forget, and some of them have had 500,000, 600,000, 400,000. Incredible. So we're going to do that. So I get 3 days off.
Looking forward to it.
I
saw your video earlier, so yeah, that's my Christmas Day. So we don't tell the missus though, because she ain't as interested as you.
Oh, well, that's a shame. Oh, hang on, give her a muzzle. What's her name?
It's Julie.
Let me speak to Julie, please.
She has had a couple.
Oh, I'm sure she has. So have I.
Yeah.
Hello, Alex.
Oh, hello, love. How are you?
I'm fine. Just got out of the bath, ready for your show.
Well, now I've got an image, love. When you say you're in the bath, were you sat there in a diaphanous nightie? I think you call it. It's diaphanous, isn't it? It means semi-shufty. It's a bit like a ham shank wrapped in mutton cloth from the co-op. Rather tasty, but you can't quite get at it. And you were laying there. Had you got lots of bubbles and a glass of champagne and some very soft lighting and all that sort of thing? Candles?
Really? Prosecco though. Can't afford champagne.
Well, I'm sorry about that. Are you a bonny lass, love? Are you big boned like that woman that's taking over this morning?
I'll ask David, am I?
That's definitely not.
Oh, what a shame. I like the larger woman. You very rarely get big knockers on a very small frame. That's what I say. You know what I mean? Hey, listen, are you looking forward to Christmas so you can have a nice time?
Yeah. We're just going to do our own thing like we always do.
Of course, with 37 people.
Yeah,
never mind that. Never mind all that nonsense. They won't bring us down. They won't stop us. I just put a video up, by the way. Very, very funny. Somebody, I don't know who it is. If we could find out, it'd be fantastic. But a very witty person has done a very, very funny thing about what we can and can't do. That's the top of the videos after the show. Don't go away now. You need a note from your doctor. You must stay with us until the end, but that's something to cheer us all on. All right, darling. Merry Christmas. Lots of love.
And you have a lovely time.
Bye, darling. See you later. Get back in the bath. All right, love.
Love ya.
Love you more. There's nothing you can do about it. Night, sir. Gerard, lovely call from Kent. Right, that's what people always say to me. Alex is from Kent. Alex is from Kent. I'm from Nottingham. They say, no, Kent, Kent. I don't know why they keep shouting at me. But as I walk down the street, it's extraordinary. Hello, who's calling?
Alex, it's Paul from Hertfordshire.
Hello, Paul. How you doing, love?
You're fantastic show.
Thank you, mate.
I just wanted to go, you've covered most things, and it's fantastic, but I've been trying to get through because I'm a first-time caller for weeks now.
Cheers, man.
And like most people, I've been put on furlough for most of this year on 80% of my basic wages. And being a divorced father of 2 little kids, I pay the ex-wife the money every month through the child maintenance service.
80% of it, I hope.
Yes, of course. Well, I pay the full amount based on my last year's P60.
Right.
Which was in April. So, and the only way your payments can change is if you earn 75% of your wages, which is obviously 25% less.
Wow. Okay, interesting. So this doesn't work then, because 80%, so they're getting more, and so you're basically not only 20% out of pocket, but more that you are giving her that shouldn't be given away. How interesting.
Don't get me wrong, I'm happy to pay for my children, and I'm happy to pay her, you know, the money I owe her. But the point is, I've still got a mortgage to pay my end, and I've still got to buy my little one's Christmas presents my end. I've worked very hard for over 30 years, and obviously this furlough.
I guess the only thing I would say to you is, as a guy who's self-employed and freelance and didn't earn a penny from the beginning of February to August, is that you were very lucky that you've had 80%, and I'm a little nervous of all the calling of people.
I'm doing a Christmas sandwich.
They're trying to pretend to me that times are hard and friends are few, and you say to yourself, you have no idea the blessing that you'll still get your holidays, you'll still get your sick pay, you'll still get all the bonuses.
No, well, I didn't get any sick pay, but you're right in what you're saying.
You can't be off sick, love, if you're not working, can you?
But the point is,
what happens to holidays, by the way? What happens to your 21 days holiday when you're on furlough?
Well, this time around, the company just put the 20% on top of the furlough money, so you get paid 100.
Yeah, I've been doing a Christmas sandwich on Christmas Day. Bacon, turkey, stuffing, Brussels sprouts and garlic.
10% for holiday day, 80% from the government,
Wow.
20% from the employer.
Wow, okay. So ding, 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 ding. This is better than going to Las Vegas, isn't it?
Well, in some ways it is, but I'd much rather be at work.
No, I know.
Because the bills are the same, all the outgoings are the same.
Yeah. Are you looking forward to Christmas? Do you get the kids, or are they with the missus?
It's under negotiation, but
it's a bit back in late for that, love. I mean, Christ, it's the 23rd.
Should be Boxing Day.
Right. Okay. Is that a fair compromise, or does that kick you in the bollocks?
Exactly, Mark. I can eat old box on old day celebrations.
Well, no, I have to go and get a court order to see my children in the first place.
If it's Mars chocolate, I love it, Mars.
That's another story.
Now, I want to talk about this. Would you call me back in the new year? Because I'm really very, very behind fathers who are shafted. I keep seeing endless people writing to me who are shafted by the system, simply unfair. You know, that they deem that if you have a vagina, you're immediately a better parent than a man. And I find that utterly offensive and discriminatory, quite frankly.
I could tell you some long stories of what I've been accused of. I might have to go through to see my children once a week.
Well, I'm so sorry you went through that. You don't deserve it. Sir, I wish you a Merry Christmas. Oh, thank you, mate. Lovely to talk to you. Give me a call in the new year. I really like to do a thing.
Yes, I see.
It's very, very important. We should have
50-50
fair everything, not 75 because they're the lady with the knockers. That's not how it works. I know some pretty awful mothers. In fact, I made a video.
To your previous caller,
yes,
you can get big knockers on a small frame, but you've got to pay for them.
Yes, indeed you do. And funny enough, talking about bad mothers and big knockers on a small frame, I made a video about one of these slappers earlier. One of these women that goes around getting nose jobs on the NHS paid for by us, pretending she's mentally ill, and then says she spent £8,000 on herself and doesn't have enough money for Christmas presents for the children. Yeah.
Yeah. And I did just watch that previous video you put up just before the show. It's very funny.
It's lovely,
and I
isn't it?
urge people to go and see it.
Yeah, very good. Cheers, sir. Love you.
Cheers, David.
Merry Christmas. Ta-da. Bye-bye. 0115 888 2169 full switchboard for a Wednesday, the peak of the week. It is the 23rd. It's our Christmas special. Hello, who's calling?
Hi, it's Chris.
Hello, Chris. Where are you?
Glasgow.
It's not gone very well for Scotland this week, has it? Jeanette McCranky caught without a mask, and then she wants to build a wall, and then she tells Prince Charles to...
I'm doing turkey, bacon, stuffing, Brussels sprouts and garlic for my Christmas salmon sandwich.
Very often don't come for Christmas. It's a very bad PR week for Jeanette McCranky.
Yeah, it is reminds everybody about the innocent people in Nazi Germany who fought to that war that was wholly unjust.
What can I do for you this evening?
It's just to like yourself and Spirit know that the World Economic Forum.
Yes.
The leader, he is.
Didn't touch the sides.
He was born under Nazi rule and studied under the Chinese Communist Party.
Yeah, there's lots out there if people want to read it. We're trying to keep it up a bit tonight, mate, if you don't mind, because it's Christmas and to be honest, to get into the new world order and all that tonight.
If they don't start doing something, they won't get Christmas next year.
I know, but you know what? Give me 2 days off. Would you give me 3 days off? I've worked 7 days a week for 5 months, and my head is about to explode with any more World Economic Forums and depression and Brexit and Kung flu and Corona. Yeah.
Okay.
Go and have a good Christmas. Bye-bye. He's full of optimism, that one, full of beans. Hello, who's calling?
Hello, it's John from London.
Thank God for that. How are you, John?
Not so bad.
I keep seeing pictures of my London so desolate and depressed and miserable and empty. It just seems wrong, doesn't it? At Christmas, there's no better, more magical place. Last year, I took all the kids and godkids and everybody, and we piled down on the train to London and went to see the big fair and Big Ben and Buckingham Palace. It's a theme park without having to pay. And then this year, it's just sad, isn't it? What's it like living there?
Well, yes, exactly. And talking of that, well, the DTR and the government, whatever you say, they're doing something that Hitler failed to do.
Yeah.
What's that?
The Café de Paris is
I'm going to get...
I did see that, actually, that the Café de Paris has gone bust.
No, I'm going to get a Black Forest Gatto, fresh cream. Yeah, what I'm doing, I'm going to get a Black Forest... Get here, Big Tommy G. I'm going to get a Black Forest Gatto tomorrow, fresh cream for me pudding. Yeah.
It's amazing, because when you consider there are producers being given £4.5 million loans this week for shoving feathers up their arse for pantomime and sticking on bed knobs and dick sticks or whatever in the year. I mean, it blows my mind. I don't know how theatres are being given millions, and then the Café de Paris, which I've played a couple of 3 times when I was at Capitol Gold. We used to hire the fabulous Café de Paris there in Leicester Square. Did you? Wow.
Yeah.
God,
when Donovan was on.
It was when Donovan was on. You're absolutely. We did Donovan, we did Donny Osmond, we did another one as well, and a gorgeous. It's like a Vegas showroom, and to think that that's gone, somebody has to save it, surely, right?
After 96 years, quite.
Yeah, indeed. How are you doing? How's Christmas looking?
Oh, pretty grim, but lockdown here in T4.
I know.
That's sort of over 100 miles away. Can't really get there, so yeah.
Are you not willing to risk it? I'm very worried that people like you are going to be home alone, and it makes me sad, because you deserve a hug from your dad, or at very least a look and a coffee outside or something.
Well, yeah, it'd be nice, but well, get to see everybody in the new year.
I know. Have you got any company on Christmas Day? Will there be anybody there?
No, just me and the City Cafe.
All right. I might try and do a pop-up if I can. It won't be as long as this, but when I get back, and we, I think Christmas night, we'll try and do something for people, because I know I'm very blessed that I'm busy and I've got people and I don't give 2 fucks. I'm going to do what I'm going to do and let them come and do whatever they need to do to me. I'll have my day in court. Very happy to do that.
Oh, and just one more thing, which did make me laugh.
Yes.
A YouGov poll recently asked people as to, and you know how biased those can be towards the lefties and whatnot.
Yes.
They asked people as to whether they were interested in Meghan Malarkey and Harry.
Oh, yes.
9% not interested. And that was a you got
There you go. They're done. I mean, our biggest videos this year, if you're looking forward to the top 50, I think about 48 of them are Harry and Meghan and the rest are BBC. So there you go. So I want to wish you a very Merry... I know. Listen, I want to wish you a very Merry Christmas. I love you and there's nothing you can do about it. Stay strong and I'll talk to you soon. Thank you for calling. Bye-bye. Wow, isn't that incredible? Do you know what blows my mind about this? And I will get to the next call in a second. Just stay there. If you are on the line, just hang on. I've been doing this 20 odd years and 25 years in show business. I did my first show when I was 14 years old live, and then I worked in radio and through Century and Mansfield and Capital Cold and in Germany and Spain and Wales and all over. And to think that a guy in 2006 remembers that we did a Donovan concert at the Café de Paris blows my mind. And it shows how small this world is. And it's magical to me that we've found this beautiful place here at YouTube. And I thank my bosses, and they are my bosses, for allowing me to continue without any bother whatsoever. We have no strikes on the channel. They have not had any legal issues whatsoever. It's incredible. And I am over the frigging moon. It's beautiful. Thank you for your indulgence. Tonight, if you want to give me a call, 015-888-2169, a full switchboard for a peak of a week. Hello, who's calling?
Hello.
Hi, who's that?
It's Mike from East Yorkshire.
Hello, mate. How you doing?
I'm all right, thanks, Alex. I finally got through to you. I've been the one who's sending you quite a lot of stories.
on the email? Are you Mike on the email, are you?
I am, yes.
Mike, thank you. I want to thank everybody. And if you give me a break for a few days, because unless the Queen dies, I'm not going to be doing anything. So just to let everybody know, unless there's a massive, massive story, I need a break. And it's only fair to you and it's only fair to me.
There's a couple of pearlers coming today.
Well,
stuck in Bulgaria.
Yes, I've got that on the list. It's here. I've got, you know, what I do on my phone, and make sure there aren't any pictures of my private parts or anything. You never know. On this phone here, you see, I have all my stories that I need to cover, and there's just tons and tons and tons of stuff that we haven't got to. And one of them was Rita Ora, and as you say, she was caught out twice, and now she's stuck in outer Mongolia or somewhere. There she is. Look, there's
Bulgaria.
Yeah, brilliant. So she best place for her. There you are. There's the story I didn't get to cover today.
Owen Jones was trying to copy it very poorly.
Yeah. Well, can I say to you, Mike, I want to thank you sincerely because I spend my whole day looking for stories and trying to get this show on the air. And without people like you, I miss so much. And I can't always reply and I can't watch these videos. But I am so grateful because you are my eyes and ears, and I really do appreciate it. So thank you for all your support.
Every story you've done, I agree. Everything you've said, every story is...
Well, we're never wrong, are we? You know, this is the voice of reason for a reason. And the reason is that we all agree. And that anybody who disagrees simply is wrong because they're lefty woke dopes. You see, they don't understand. They're mentally ill. They're spectrum people in the mother's back bedroom. They're part of my PR Twitter team who are having a hoot promoting me at the moment. And I thank them because, I mean, you're keeping this station on the air. Thank you.
Well, the one thing that always winds me up is all these footballers kneeling, but I've got a theory that Sky Sports are the ones instigating it.
They don't seem to be discouraging it, do they? At the very least, they seem to be very happy for this to continue, because if I were them, I'd be saying, okay, enough with the knee now, please. Enough with the knee. This is a political movement that has hijacked something that was very important. We all are on the side. Black Lives Matter, of course they do, as does every other life. And we did an interesting story yesterday that I found, that 9 out of 10 children on remand in London are BAME. Now, I don't believe they are BAME. I think they're probably, well, they're certainly non-white. We know that. I doubt they're Chinese. I doubt it. I wouldn't think too many of them are Indian. And you narrow it down and you realise BAME is redundant now. They want rid of it themselves because it doesn't actually say what it's trying to say. We know the Chinese and the Indians are better paid than we are, for example, Mike. So it's fascinating. I think next year we're going to see the Owen Jones of the world fall from their little pedestal. And I don't know what he's doing right now, but I suspect he's still not as big as me. And it's been a very interesting day for that, to see who's got national...
Now I want to get a fresh cream Black Forest Gatto from Morrison's. If they haven't got a Black Forest Gatto fresh cream, I'll get a strawberry gatto.
TV profile that can't get a following.
Yeah.
He's trying to do some charity phoning on Sunday, I think, from what I read.
Well, good luck with that, because let me tell you, this isn't the easiest gig in the world. And, you know, I look at his figures today, 16,000, 14,000, 6,000, 9,000, 12.
Yeah, Black Forest Gatto fresh cream about £3.60. If they haven't got a Black Forest Gatto, I'll have to get a strawberry one.
1,000.
But I'm going first thing in the morning because they sell out dead quick. You've got to get there first. First come, first serve.
I mean, 17, 26. You know, this guy, to say he's 146,000 subscribers, I am a nobody sat in my kitchen with no national profile whatsoever. You never see me on the TV. You never hear me on the radio. I turn them all down. I'm not interested in doing any interviews. I don't know. I am simply here for you.
Yeah, you're very kind, Poppy. Get in here, land tax. Get in here, crispy. Who's the boss?
People like you and me. These far left people just cannot reach a mass audience, and it's amazing to me. It's so telling, and this is what the public can't.
No, Black Forest Gatto, we must be fresh cream or strawberry gatto, one or the other. But you've got to get this first thing in the morning because they do sell out quick.
Stand about Trump. They can't understand these lefties. Yeah. The reason Trump is so popular and the reason he found a following, because we're sick of all this nonsense.
Nothing wrong with Arctic roll, mate. I used to have that in the 90s, 80s and 90s, growing up as a kid.
I tell you why.
Get in, land tax.
Behind all this dealing rubbish.
Yeah.
In the summer, we had.
Get in there, Joe, no walls.
The game I follow, because I'm involved in the game. There was a player called Israel Folau from Catalan who refused to kneel and every. All we talked about was at half time was.
Mike, I'm sorry to interrupt. There's been a terrible mistake. I put more vodka in because I was listening to you than I hoped. So this show could end in tears. So if anything goes wrong, if you could call in and save it, I'd appreciate that. Go on.
Yeah, I'm just saying, the player called Israel Folau from Catalan refused to kneel, and all the pundits at half time, that's all they wanted to talk about.
Yeah.
They weren't interested in highlights of what happened in the first half. And you know,
it's going to eat itself alive. I love this. Everything I've predicted this year has come true. I said that theatre would be a disaster. It's come true. I said that we would not be back on our feet before Easter, and even then it's going to take a while. Everything I've said is, and it's not me being some mystic maid. It's me having a brain and having common sense. And what most people don't have is common sense. That's why they spend 3 weeks putting on a fucking show that lasts 2 days.
Yeah.
I mean, these are morons. These are egotists. These are narcissists.
Exactly. The greedy screw pudding with a nice pink custard, or the pudding from the schools, man. Classics.
They're out of their minds. And we need a reality check. And I think what's going to happen next year, trust me, is somebody in an office somewhere is going to go.
Who can remember Manchester tart with the coconut flakes on it? Manchester tart. That was lovely. Cornflake tart was nice.
Why have we got 75% BAME representation on ITV daytime? Why? And then they're going to look around the office and go, well, I don't know why we have. And they'll go, right, can we just...
I go for me on Christmas Day.
And if that person...
Great.
I think Sky are worse than the BBC.
Well, ITV are worse than the BBC at the moment, and that's saying something. ITV, I mean, they're looking for 20% at the BBC. And by the way, only 15% of this population is indeed BAME. So therefore 85% should be non-BAME, but they want 20%. I think it's more than that, ITV. I mean, it's extraordinary what they're doing. And it's not representation, by the way. What they mean is black. They don't mean
toad.
They mean black, because I don't see Chinese people. I don't see Indian people. I don't see Asian people. I see black people. And you're going, why don't you just say what you're trying to say? It's not BAME. It's not black, Asian, minority, ethnic. It's not. It's all been hijacked, and next year, just mark my words, they're going to eat themselves alive.
Yeah.
Mike, great to talk to you.
Get in there, gambling toad, crispy.
I read the South African strain that's come up. That's going to affect their
pink custard. That was nice one.
Please God, let's pray all the planes are cancelled and she gets eaten by a tiger. That's a joke, of course, for my publicist on Twitter. Please clip that and make it go global. So, because I'll get another million hits for that. Mike, thank you. Thank you so much for all your help. I appreciate it. And same to you. Lots of love. Trusser.
Cheers,
bye. All the best. Right, it's 23 minutes past 9 on his second vodka diet already, so we shall be very careful because loose lips cause trouble. And I'd hate to be too open and frank. I'd hate to be one of those broadcasters that said what he thought. I'd hate to be one of those broadcasters that was utterly transparent and ended up getting a huge audience just by being authentic. That would be a very dangerous thing via alcohol. So we must be careful on our Christmas special. Hello, who's calling?
Mate, it's Spence again from Will.
Hello, mate. How you doing there?
Well, we've had the mad one here, lad. We had the police come out to us 2 weeks ago.
Can I ask if you were arrested? Because if you were, we have to be careful. If you weren't, it doesn't matter.
Well, he had a bit of a field day, that's all I'm going to say.
Well, no, I can't talk to you about it if you've been arrested or charged.
Yeah, no, something else though.
Yeah, go on.
Been up to a council and that down Ireland.
Yeah.
And we found out that they'd be giving houses to the migrants up here, only kitted out.
Well, of course.
No,
I've got 50
I'm not really a side drinker, though, Sam.
Love. They can't all be in the Ritz or the Savoy, can they?
No.
There's only 500 rooms in the Ritz.
No, I'm definitely not getting drunk on Christmas Day. No.
Yeah.
I know.
The brand new council workers are taking them out and everything.
It has, but most concerning. What is the lady doing in the background, please?
She's eating a tea.
Oh my God, what's she having? Faggots and peas?
Nah, cheese.
Cheese. I bet she likes anything with a blue vein in it.
Yeah, exactly. No, I'm not getting.
The thing is,
I'm not getting drunk on Christmas Day.
37,000 migrants missing, according to a new report this week. 37,000 asylum seekers.
Yeah, it looks like they're heading up this end, by the looks.
Oh, they'll be coming up your end. Don't you worry about that, sir. They'll be cleaning your car before you know it.
I wanted to say.
Yes.
You know about the prisons?
Yes.
Right? You know that lad who's going to kicking that homeless guy?
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, listen. In jail, he would be having the worst nightmare of his life.
I agree.
Believe me.
Well, the bad lads don't fuck about in prison. If you want to affect kids, pensioners, or the homeless, you do it at your own peril.
That's the one. If you ask, or
Maybe in the summer though, Sam.
Yeah, it's a pecking order, and I love it. I think it's very, very fair that you go in there and you will be treated. If you are done, if you've been wrongly done by, they know everything. They're so smart in there. They see everything. They know everything, and there's a pecking order. And I think that the greatest karma for these people who want to affect our silver tops, our homeless or our children, is to go into prison. And I find it very, very unacceptable that people who want to, let's call it child abuse, let's call it that for safety. Anybody who wants to commit child abuse, I think they should be put in an open, prison with everyone else, where you all mingle around the corridors.
No, you're right, you're welcome, Lantac. You're very good.
Abusers, where you can learn your craft amongst thieves.
I'm just doing positive videos.
The murderers and the other.
I'm doing King's weight plan videos, gym videos, shopping videos, and cooking videos. Yeah.
People. And
you're very welcome, Lantac.
Burglars and the drug dealers. Let's see how they react.
In jail, they are protected. They
they're in different
ways. Cells,
yes.
Locked up unit. You can't get near them.
No.
And if you do touch them, you're getting a long jail sentence for hitting one of them.
I know.
Do you know what I mean? It's absolutely crazy in there. Like there's in jail we got.
Get near Lord J.
Home Office, then the governors, then the schools, then it's the cons. And at the end of the day, it's the cons who run the
jail. No, Alex Bofield, voice of reason.
I'm doing fuck all. And they just like...
Yeah, type in Alex Bofield, voice of reason. Yeah.
To bust lads open and that. And it goes on all the time. Now, I was there 8 years ago in Walton, and I did a mental health course.
Do you remember that call the other week? That bloke what came in, he was effing and blinding. He's swearing like a trooper. He made me laugh, he did.
Getting up, helping out to get off drugs and everything.
Right.
And when I got my tag from there, did everything spots on. When I get out, that's what I wanted to do, carry on with helping lads out of jail, get them off drugs, give them a different way of looking at things. Now, when I get out, I'm getting stitched straight away by probation, social services. They just don't care. Once you come out of jail, if you don't follow the rules, they throw you back in as quick as you possibly can. The simplest little things.
Yeah, the system is broke.
My
dear friend Jim Davidson, but he has a wonderful charity, or did have. Jim had a thing called Care for Combat, which was soldiers, if you like, who had
Arsenal Mac.
And he said he didn't want to give them a handout; he wanted to give them a hand up. And his whole job of this charity was to give them a purpose, give them. Now, may I ask what you did, or would you rather not talk about that?
No,
I'm on sparkling water, Royal 5. I'm drinking sparkling water. There's no alcohol tonight, Rolls 5. I'm trying to go alcohol free for a while. So I'm on sparkling water tonight. There's no alcohol tonight. I'm on sparkling water.
It's simple as drugs, mate. I got covered with drugs because I had a habit. And at the end of the day, they got me on conspiracy to supply to my own partner.
Wow,
so
I see.
I ended up getting 2.5 years because I
and the
drugs, and because I couldn't get them in a weight, they were in separate little bags.
Yeah.
That's classed as dealing.
Yeah, well, at least I can't get drunk, or 5. At least I can't make a fool of myself because I'm sober. So when I get drunk, I do daft stuff.
Because I've actually passed it to my missus.
I see.
Even though we were both registered drug addicts at the time, it didn't matter. So they waited 2 years for me to go to court because my missus was pregnant. So they had to make sure that she was set up and everything else, and then they got slammed in court. After staying, I was clean, I was off every drug house, and it wasn't good enough. Still got slammed.
So you did a year and a bit, did you, in prison?
Everyone subscribe to Royal 5. He's from America. He's been on YouTube for about 5 years, since 2015. He's been on YouTube for a long time. He's from America. He does gambling videos. So everyone subscribe to Royals 5.
Yeah. I did a year and a bit, and then I did 4-month tag, then I did another year on probation.
You're right. Well, what's the point? I mean, how does that help me as a taxpayer, the police as the people who are trying to stop you doing it, or the prison service having to deal with you by putting a guy in who really just needs help? That's all you needed. You actually hadn't committed a crime against anyone else in the public's eye. Now, I know in the eyes of the policeman, PC Plod who's looking through your cat flap will say, well, he's got little bags of whatever, but it was within your home, and I'm going to believe you and take you on face value because I like you and trust you. But what could we have done to get you off drugs? Did going in prison get you off drugs for a start, or were you already off them?
To be honest with you, this is going to sound absolutely crazy, right? But I got locked up in the block in 1993, I think it was, and there was a guy who everyone calls an absolute nutter, that Charlie Bronson fella. And he was 2 doors down across the way from me. And I kicked off because they put a nonce in my pad, and that's not happening to me, so we got thrown over the landing. So I got thrown down the block. Well,
if anyone's interested in a gambling channel, casinos and gambling, you make sure you subscribe to Royal 5. He's been around on YouTube for 5 years or more.
I was down the block. I kicked off on the screws because I said they were sticking up the nonces and all this. About an hour later.
No, not really, mate. I paid 40 quid for this from a charity place. Yeah, I paid £40 for it. Yeah.
Yeah. I get a shout over saying, "Oh, lad, I want to talk to you." And I'm like, yeah, whatever, mate. Shut up, get your head in. And he goes, "It's Bronson." And I was like, fuck off, dream on. Don't believe this shit. Stu comes over and goes, "It's Bronson, let's speak to you." So I went to his door and he went, "Listen, lad, if they're going to treat you like a nutter, he goes, act like a nutter." He says, "You don't think I do all this for their benefit?"
Yeah.
He says, "I do it for my benefit. If they want to treat me like a nutter, then act like a nutter." And that's what I've ever done. If I get a fair cop, my hands are up, fair cop, no worries. But if I'm going to get nicked for something I've not done, then God help you. Do you know what I mean?
And in terms of the prison, just to pause you a second, in terms of the pecking order of the worst crimes, being a nonce is the worst, I guess.
Yeah, nonce, glass.
Yeah.
Smoking
water's good for making you sober.
The last time I went in, some of the lads that were there were in for beating the missus up. And they
every time you need seats, I don't know if I've got.
What goes on behind the door?
Cheers, Gary,
behind the door.
Right.
And if anybody starts squealing, another one is a pad thief.
I saw a documentary the other week, and I hadn't realised that the real lads with the power are the ones that help. Is it the governors, the prison operatives?
This is the mistake, right? They're called runners, right?
Okay.
And 9 times out of 10,
yeah.
Glad to see you still here, big man. Ignore the negativity, concentrate on the people on here that are your fans. Cheers, Stephen.
Yeah. Like, you've got no IOIs and all this, IOIs and that, right?
What's that?
Youngsters. Well, you've got youngsters going into G4S like alt course.
I see, no delinquent.
Tons with young offenders.
Okay.
The ones on remand. And then they expect the tons to keep them calm. Do you know what I mean?
Right.
So it causes ruptions. But when you go to HMP, there's none of that. There's petting orders this. If you're a class, you're a nonce. You've done anything towards any old people whatsoever. If you've done anything to anybody in the army, now there's army lads in there and they're going back because they've got nowhere else to live.
Well, that's what Jim's trying to do. Yeah, absolutely. Well, I said about that crime, the one you talked about where the guy kicked the homeless guy in the head, isn't it ironic that the guy who kicked him in the head who's gone to prison for 15 months will get 3 square meals a day and a roof over his head while the fucking homeless guy is still sat on the corner of the street to be kicked in the head again outside McDonald's? It makes no sense.
I know.
Sir, thank you so much. Yeah, go on.
It'll get dealt with in jail, believe me.
Good. That gives me faith. Sir, I love you very much. I've really loved our chat. Merry Christmas to you and your wife. Enjoy your Stilton, won't you? All right. Ciao, love.
All right.
Bye, big man. Ciao. 015-888-2169. The best callers in the world here at the Voice of Reason. I'm always staggered by who we get and the stories. Incredible. It's the greatest thrill of my life, this. Turn the radio for me in the background, if you will.
Exactly.
If you want to buy us a pint for Christmas,
no alcohol.
me/Free Speech UK. Turn the radio for me in the background. Last time I'm going to ask you, and I'm giving up, I'm bored. Let's go to the next one. Turn the radio for me in the background. Hi, who's calling? Hello.
Voice of Reason, get on 1 o'clock. Voice of Reason, mate.
Next one. Hello, who's there?
Get in there, Charlie.
Jason. Hello, Jason.
Get in there, Charlie. Have you done all right on 1 o'clock, top fella? Yeah, I'm listening to Voice of Reason, Alex Bowfield. Voice of Reason. Type in Voice of Reason on YouTube. Get in there, Charlie, my lad. I'm not too bad, mate. Hope you're doing well.
Make proof we have a full switchboard for those naysayers who think we don't. We can go through them as quick as we like. You have about 10 seconds to answer. I'm not hanging about. Yes, who's calling, sir?
Yeah, it's Jason.
Brilliant.
For real.
Thank you, Jason. What can I do for you?
I'm a bit pissed off, actually, because we've got all this rain going on at the moment.
It's been horrible. I just saw Noah come up our street earlier. Yeah, terrible.
It's absolutely fucking horrendous. And then when you put the TV on, we go about this COVID-19.
We mustn't switch the TV on, love. Never go to live TV. They'll depress you. You mustn't do that.
Well, I know that. Yeah, it's absolutely a nightmare, you know. The problem, I've just come back. It's been flooding everywhere. I could not get back to my caravan. Yeah.
Yes.
And then when I actually did get back,
when you say caravan, do you mean one of those proper, things with bricks under it, so that it's
I've not been well since visiting you.
I love the Gogglebox who lives in it. I quite like the idea of living in a.
Yeah, man, we used to meet up at West Bridgeford. We used to meet up a lot. Now it takes me to Ladbrokes in West Bridgeford. We used to live at Clifton. Yeah, we definitely meet up in the future on 1 o'clock. Me, you, and Tim. Definitely going to meet up, man. Me, you, and Tim, and Toasty.
I do, honestly. I can't think of anything better than going on holiday without a Vileda mop. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Well, I know that, yeah, but this is where I am now, unfortunately. Of course, I did the council tax and the rent and everything else. It costs a lot of money.
Yeah, that's right. Gavin is a month's game.
Joking aside, if you've got a roof over your head, you have my respect. You are putting into the system, you're working, you're giving. Listen, good for you. And as long as you're warm, that's the only thing.
Yeah, I'll send you a message on Facebook.
You know, and I'm 56 now, and I'm trying to make ends for me. From what I'm trying to
just turn the radio off for me in the background because that's confusing your brain a bit. You're not hearing me down the phone fully. So now, a caravan is technically a shed on wheels. How do we keep it warm in the winter?
Oil heaters.
Oil. Oh, I said, be careful with those. You might set the Christmas tree on fire and you'll go up in an inferno.
Well, I've got a real Christmas tree. It's only about 3 foot tall, but I mean, I've got to be honest.
Size is not important.
On the ground.
Size is
really cold.
Yes, don't worry about that. 3 foot's as good as 6 foot if you know what to do with it and you decorate it properly. That's what I said.
Well, I mean, I've been looking on this, and obviously the COVID-19, you know, now we've got this 2 strains going on now.
No, we've got more than that. There's 2 strains in South Africa. One of them's K. Burley, and then we've got the other one here, and that's called Piers Morgan. We don't know what to do at the moment.
Yeah, send us a friend request, Charlie. Yeah. Is your second name begin with B? Let me find you.
Totally unbelievable.
Don't worry.
Let's put it straight.
Yeah.
Let's put it straight, Alex. You know, the way it's going at the moment, it's totally unbelievable. You know, you can't shit.
I mean, I don't want to say your second name on here. There's too many trolls. But I know you fight. Listen, I know your full name.
Without even fucking looking, between somebody's going to grass you up, switching out the window, trying to find where you are, what you're doing. I just, you know, I find it really depressing.
Well, you know, try not to take it too seriously. I laugh at the lot of them. I have nothing but contempt for all of them, including Mr. Hancock, who's clearly spectralized. Well, he means well. He's quite awkward, and I think he needs to be diagnosed. He can't even sit down properly, let alone wipe his mouth with 2 hands.
No diagnosis there for the government whatsoever, unfortunately.
You mustn't take it up. Listen, they can't be that worried. They've emptied the old Nightingales, so they can't be that worried as far as I'm concerned. So if they're not worried, I'm not worried.
Empty anyway, aren't they?
It's
you know, you're going to have a back pass to get in there, and that's not happening, is it? Not on this down half, anyway.
I'm diluting your drink, by the way. I had half a pint of vodka because the fellow got me. Yes, I'm diluting. Let me talk to you. Whereabouts are you?
I mean,
yeah, let me put my email address in the chat room. Send us the email.
Brackley is just outside Northamptonshire.
Oh,
yeah, we've just gone up to tier 3 now.
Yes,
you know, well, actually, it's a bit of a strange one because I'm in Brackley and I'm between me and you. I'm registered in tier 2, so I can go from obviously because I've got the back pass. I can go from tier 2 or whatever I can do.
Just opposite.
Tier 3.
I mean,
just drop us a quick email. Then
it was inevitable Northampton was going to end up going down because, let's face it, you were right next to Leicestershire, and Leicestershire's full of the babies and the slave factories where they're living 75 people to a house. So it was obvious it was going to come across the border.
Anyway.
It was going to come across the border eventually, wasn't it? Sir, thank you very much. Merry Christmas.
Definitely.
Love to you.
Merry Christmas to you.
Thank you, sir.
Good luck.
All the best. Bye-bye. Oh, I need luck. Don't you worry about that, sir. 015-888-2169 is my number. Thank you for your call. If you want to call me, you can get through now. There is one line free. Be quick, though. Hello, who's calling?
Hello, that's Craig. How you doing?
Hello, Craig. What can I do for you?
I was wondering if you know anything much about these PCR tests.
Not really. I don't know about any of them. And I'll tell you why I don't look into this stuff specifically. Because I don't think it matters. I only care about the D rate. And at the moment,
I agree.
At the moment, there's still less people dead under 60 with no pre-existing conditions. I got into a row today with a policeman. I forgot to tell Tarquin about this, by the way. A policeman decided to heckle me on Twitter, and that didn't go very well. Because he said we need to save lives. We need to save lives by using dash cams of the general public to find people and to get them into prison and lock them up for 750 years. And I said, well, it's interesting because only 350 people or less have died of the old kung flu under 60 with no pre-existing, and 1,500 people died on the roads last year. And I don't see you asking for cars to be banned. Now, which one is it? He didn't reply. He didn't reply. So it's an interesting time, yes. Go ahead, anyway. What do you want to ask?
Yeah, I was just wondering about, I've seen various different reports from the CDC or WHO about the validity of the report that we've locked our country down on.
Yeah.
And I'm just a bit confused if it's not 100%.
It doesn't have any validity. I mean, we look at, let me give you Liverpool as an example, right? Yeah. Liverpool has mass testing, right? They said they're going to test everyone. And the last time I looked, less than half the population had been tested. Right? They're not talking about it. They've given up. They sent 2,000 of our troops to live in a Pontins, which is worse than the migrants living in Penally Prison in South Wales. Listen, it hasn't worked. Testing doesn't work. Track and trace doesn't work. Test and trace doesn't work. Trace and test, test and test, phone app. All these things have not worked, including the Nightingales haven't worked. Nothing works. Nothing has worked. So I'm not taking any of it seriously. I want to know how many people are dying, and on average 1,500 people die a day, and I'm yet to see any figures that prove that there is a disproportionate increase in death at this point. Now, just because you die with COVID doesn't mean you die of it. And falling off a ladder and then being written down as COVID, today I found out that a young man had a seizure, a terrible tragedy in Nottingham. A man had a seizure and he was written down as COVID. The seizure was nothing to do with COVID, nothing. The seizure ended his life, it was terminal, but it was nothing to do with the Kung flu. So why did they write it down as that? Until they stop this bullshit, I'm not giving it any validity, any credibility, or any of my time or consciousness. I cannot do it because it's ridiculous. I want to know facts, I want to know figures and science, and these are the three things they now don't talk about.
Thank you, because this is the best conversation I've had in 10 months, because it's nice to hear someone that says exactly the same.
Well, I'm giving facts. They can't pull this. YouTube won't be worried about this because these are all facts. Everything I just said is a fact. It has not worked in Liverpool. The testing has not worked. The app has not. We didn't even talk about the fucking app anymore. Who has the app? We know. Can you believe this, right? I did a story a couple of weeks ago. Guess how long the test and track and trace people worked in their 8-hour shift?
No, I saw it. Was it one phone call?
It was 5 minutes. 5 minutes in an 8-hour shift. You have to laugh.
That was about 133 million pounds to begin with, the track and trace.
220 for the Nightingales that have never been used because they don't have the staff.
Yeah, well, the London one, 49 million, 49 customers.
There's 7.
£1 million each.
I need to ask, right, shall I do the same football bet I had last week? I had a £2 football bet last week. I had Liverpool, Middlesbrough, Bournemouth, Forest Green Rovers, Mansfield. Oh, today. So shall I do the same football bet this weekend? £2 bet?
They've got 7 different Nightingales, and none of them.
No, I think I'll keep away from the bookies. I seem to lose more money. I think I'll keep away. I think I'll not bother. Nah.
Being used.
Bewildered. Bewildered. I'm going to leave it with that because you've just confirmed everything I believed anyway.
Well, I love you, and there's nothing you can do about it. Thank you, sir.
You beat me by half a second. Take care. Merry Christmas.
I love Merry Christmas. Cheers. Giraffe. 9:45, live across the world. We'd love to agree on this programme. 0115 888 2169 is my number. Hello, who's calling?
Oh, hello.
Oh, hello.
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 Mandy.
Hello, Mandy. Hello.
Hi.
Hello. Hello, is that Mandy?
Yeah, hi.
I'm struggling to hear you. Hello, Mandy.
Oh, sorry, I didn't know.
Mandy, is that you, love?
Yeah, it is. Yeah, hi there.
Mandy Pandy, raise your hand in the air a little. I can't hear you, love. Say hello.
Hello, can you hear me now?
Pardon?
Yeah, I can hear you.
No, I can't hear you. Speak up, love.
I'll speak up. Can you hear me now?
I can hear you now, love. Very good. What can I do for you, love?
It's just to say about Hancock not knowing the numbers.
Yes.
Vaccine numbers.
Oh. Yes. Doesn't know much at all, does he, really?
No. And but we're in Hertfordshire, and we want to go to Lincolnshire.
Yes.
And we're in 2 miles where to go, and I'm just thinking, what's the likelihood of being stopped, and what would happen if we're stopped?
Well, if you're stopped, you need a good reason to go. Now, for example, who are you going to see?
My sister.
Your sister. Now, does she have any awkward illnesses?
No, I do.
Okay, you do. Right. Well, in which case you need to go to her because you are your carers aren't available during Christmas, and you need to go to her for her to care for you. Thank you for your call, love, Mandy. That's it.
Okay, great.
No, I'm teasing. We're not done. No, listen. There's many ways to crack an egg. And I'm not encouraging anybody to break the law, but I'm yet to be told that this is a real law because I've been told by the Met that this is not enforceable. So we need to find out what's going on, and your health always will come first. And if you are serious in saying that you have a medical illness that you need care for, and then your sister can care for you, then go to Lincolnshire. And there isn't a policeman or a judge in the land, I don't think, that would challenge you on this.
Well, I don't drive, I need my husband to drive.
Well, of course you don't drive because you're not well, so that's why you need your husband to drive you, my darling. You see?
Okay, yeah.
You see?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
now your husband goes with you and you go to Lincolnshire and piff, pass, poof. I mean, Lincolnshire's very, very, very many fields. Don't worry about Lincolnshire. It's all farmers loving sheep and bullocks and things like that. There's the old Skegness here and there, but we won't worry about them. No, don't worry, darling. You're absolutely fine. Listen, you have got to do what you think is right. I am not being silly this Christmas, but there are people.
I'm in tier 2, I am. I'm in tier 2.
People in my life, and I don't want to give away, this is a huge program that will be listened to by tens of thousands of people, and I don't want to embarrass people, but there are people who may not see next Christmas.
Yeah.
And I want it on my conscience. I don't care what they do. I want it on my conscience. That
was a long time ago. I mean, 5 years ago.
And I want to see a judge that's going to tell me that I broke the law going to see maybe an uncle or an auntie that's going to die, that has a terminal illness. I want to meet that judge. And I'll be prepared to be front page of the Daily Mail when I tell him to go and fuck right off and stick a cactus up his arsehole. And then I'll go to prison. I don't think the bad lads would have a problem with me going to see my dying relative. We just talked about what it gives me faith, really. You know, the prisons are very fair. They like people who do the right thing, not the wrong thing. And I think it's the right thing to do for me to go and see people. I'm not saying I'm hugging and kissing. I'm not saying I'm going to make a big fuss. I'm saying I'm doing what's right for me. And I want to meet a judge that wants to argue.
It was a good win.
Arguing.
Yeah.
So what you have to do in your head is say to yourself, are you
Dad.
putting yourself or them at risk? And is it for the right
I got-
reasons? And if it is, I believe a judge would have to believe you.
Hold on, let me check. Yeah. Yeah. Cheers, mate. I'll send you an email back.
Yeah, okay.
I mean, we don't need to worry about him, love. I mean, he's a bit of a
Cheers, my lad.
loser. Have we got anybody that's interesting or that you actually want to be with?
No, not really, but then I am
Yeah.
generally a bit human hate now, so
God bless.
I,
Welcome to my world,
yeah,
dear.
yeah, so I joking aside.
Exactly. The final laws. Hold on. Yeah, the final laws was last and came from last to first.
Do genuinely care for people, like their mental health, especially now.
Listen, you and your husband are going to have a lovely day. And the only thing, have you got a mum and dad?
No, I've got a dad, yeah.
Okay. Are you in contact with your dad and do you still love your dad or is he an arsehole?
My
Okay.
dad is my best friend. And I think that's what's probably been quite shocking about this, because my dad is
Yeah, it came from last to first, didn't it? In the last furlong.
Right. How far away is your dad?
Yeah.
It's probably about an hour and 15 minutes from me.
Okay. I can't encourage you, and I certainly wouldn't incite you to go and make an hour and 15-minute drive from one tier to the next. Is he in the same tier as you? I think we've just lost your phone, darling. Just go back in the...
And that horse never won a race ever again. Crystal Summit never won another race in its life. It came from last to first.
Is he in the same tier as you?
No, we will be from Boxing Day, but he won't break any rules at all.
Well, okay, but this is not about him, this is about you. So if from Boxing Day you're in the same tier, you wouldn't be breaking the law going between the same tier, right? You are breaking the law to a different tier. So on Boxing Day, if for your mental health that will make you well, okay, you need to go and drive to your father's to stand at the end of the thing whilst he's in his doorway. Trust me, your father
never won another race.
Upset that you've phoned him and say, go and open your front door, and you're stood on the driveway and he's there, you're 6 meters apart. Trust me, this would be a beautiful thing for Boxing Day.
Yeah, he probably likes that, but he is
Doesn't matter.
He's very much like by the book.
I understand, so is my father.
Yeah.
I joke with him now, saying, okay, tier 5, Boris says, stick your head in the oven, then what? So,
I had telescope.
Well, and my father's the same.
I had
that generation where they
I've actually got the video.
What they're told. and I have to be very careful because I respect
Of the vet.
I'm very blessed that I still have my mother and father, and I love them dearly, and we have a
I have photographs
in our family. However, on Christmas Day, I will be with my father and mother. I am not having it. I will not have it. It is Christmas Day, and they're going to die soon. I don't know how soon, but they're going to die. And I don't want this to be the last Christmas where I'm sat not with my mother and father. So as all Christmases, I will be with them. And anybody who wants to challenge me can fuck right off, mind their own business. I'm a grown man who will do the right thing. That doesn't mean I'm coming within 1 centimetre of my mother's lips. I never have. I'm not a kissy person on the lips of my mother anyway. But I want to be with them, and I will be with them. And if a judge wants to challenge me, I'm prepared to have my day in court. And if he wants to send me to prison, fine, I'll go to prison. I don't fucking care. I'd rather go to prison than not have Christmas with my mum and dad. It's as simple as that.
But I think that's where people aren't thinking logically. They don't think that, oh, you're home alone, you haven't been in contact with anyone, your risk of spreading the virus is minimal, absolutely zero. But people aren't thinking like that. They're thinking, oh, you're breaking the rules.
Well, and by the way, there are people who, I have worked from home since February, okay? There are people going into offices who are using the same toilets, and I don't care about all this COVID-safe bullshit. It's like COVID-safe palladiums. It's nonsense. There are thousands of people in and out of that fucking building within days who will have passed it on. There is no question about that. They can deny as much as they want, as they found out to their cost in Southampton. You know, you cannot avoid a pandemic. But I have worked from home. I wear a mask when I'm in a shop. I don't want to, but I don't want to rouse. So I choose to play the game, and I wear a mask in a shop. My mother and father are isolating. My people who are very ill obviously are isolating. There is very little risk. And by the way, the risk is very tiny. Let's be clear. It's something like if you'd have spent the 5 days, 1 in 8 chance. If somebody had had it within your household, 1 in 8 chance of getting it. It then goes to 1 in 50 chance, even if somebody has it on Christmas Day itself. Now, I think we are even less than that because none of us are working in an office. None of us are going out. We're all wearing masks when we do go out. So I'm willing to take that risk. And if a judge wants to have me in a court of law, I'll pay the fine, I'll go to prison, and next Christmas, I'll stick 2 fingers up you, and I will say, you can fuck right, I'll have another Christmas with my mum and dad, should they be blessed to be alive. I will go to heaven if I die on January the 1st, knowing that I've had Christmas with mum and dad, more than the consequences of breaking the rules. That's a nonsense, absolute nonsense.
Good on you, and I think, the more they can't sleep at the end of the day, can they? So
listen, if you're talking to me about science, if you say, if you have Christmas dinner with your dad, you're 99% likely to kill him, of course I wouldn't be having Christmas dinner with my dad. But that is not the science. The science is very, very different, that there are only less than 350 people under 60 who have died, blah, 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 blah. All the old shit I've been spewing out, 99% people recover.
People like this. My sister is a COVID nurse, and I try telling her this stuff, and she, oh, no, it's serious.
But she's probably morbidly obese. I don't know many, I live next to 2 nurses, right? They're delicious. And I adore them. They're both fabulous. My neighbours they're both wonderful, right? Both nurses. They happen to be slim, but we've talked about their colleagues. There's a lot of fatties. There's a lot of greedy cuts in the NHS. Have you met a doctor that's slim? They're more likely to die of heart disease. Fact. You are more likely to die of heart disease. Fact than you are COVID.
Yeah. Oh yeah, absolutely. But yeah, what I think what's surprising to me, as much as I love my sister to death, she is a COVID.
Well, she's entitled. Let her do what she needs to do. She's seen the worst side of it. I don't blame her.
But I think what's baffling to me is that she doesn't look at it in her real, in reality, what's going on. She listens to LBC and goes to that narrative. I know in reality, when I say that, who's dying? How many people under the age of 60 are dying?
She doesn't listen to that James O'Brien, does she? That Mish guy. Oh,
boo. Her husband are like, as in Trump haters, when you ask her why, they can't explain it.
Oh, I'm going to have an aneurysm.
It's it's the delusion of it all. And like, unfortunately, I'm meeting my family members are more and more like this, and they were absolutely gobsmacked and quite peed off when I told them that I didn't want to have the COVID vaccine because I think my immune system's more capable with fight the infection without a vaccine. They were completely baffled, and I honestly.
Well, she's seen the worst. To be fair to your sister, she's seen the worst of the COVIDs and the Kung Flu. I totally get that she's seen the dark side of it. Effectively terminally ill, if you want to boil it down. She, the chances of her living this long has been a miracle. I'm not leaving her alone at Christmas. So, again, if a judge wants to challenge me on this, I would love the publicity in the Daily Mail and from my PR men on Twitter to clip this. Please clip it and send it around because this will do me the world of good. We could do with another 50,000 followers. Please clip this. If they want to get me in a court of law, I'm delighted to have a day out. I love the coffee. I've been to court 8 times. Suing the BBC, very happy.
Connection's gone, but thanks for this great stream.
We are brewing New Year, don't you worry. Someone
with the screen.
And I'm telling you, the truth will out in the end. And a judge, in my experience, and I've had a lot of run-ins with judges, are the smartest, most brilliant people on earth who have never let me down yet.
Yeah. Well, I'm seeing my mother-in-law on Boxing Day, which will technically be breaking out 24 rules, and she's not well. And we released her last.
Do whatever you like. I'm not saying you hug and kiss her. I'm not saying that you do, but you know what? The joy you will bring your father on Boxing Day, popping round, or your mother-in-law, will be infinite. Sorry, your father. Father, I mean, your fucking dad. Do you know anything about Freud? Do you know about Freud? Yes, the great psychologist Freud. You know about Freud. The relationship between a father and a daughter. Do you know about this?
Oh, Alex, my dad raised me.
Well, I don't need to say any more. Let's not say any more. Freud. That's all you need to know. That the impact you will have going round on Boxing Day will change his life. I love you, and there's nothing you can do about it. Thank you for your call.
No, I love you too.
Thanks, darling.
You too.
Bye, love.
Love you. Bye.
Bye-bye. Okay, final 25 minutes of the show. We're going to go as quick as we can, I promise. I know I'm waffling on tonight. It's a Christmas special. I'm entitled. It's my show. It's my kitchen. It's my rules. It's the biggest show on the YouTube, and people seem to like it, and we thank you for it. If you're just joining us at 4 minutes after 10, thank you. This is the greatest joy of my life. Just to give a little context to what's gone on. In June, we started this thing. It began as the isolation station. We had 24 people watching. We now have 7,500, I'm told by my producer, Tarquin. Tarquin is going to be slipping people in through the back passage on Christmas Day. I've warned him of the consequences, but he doesn't care. He says he's willing to be banged up for it. He says he'll go down for the opportunity. So I don't know what he's doing, mother-in-law, sister-in-law, Auntie Fanny, Granny, I don't know. But he's desperate to have human contact on Christmas, and I say good for him. Now, that wasn't why you called. The thing is about this show, we've gone through the roof, and the reason why is because of the transparency and the honesty. And anything you've heard in this program cannot be disproved. I do not talk shite. I talk about the facts that are uncomfortable for those who don't want to hear it. And the genius of this program is that we have not had one defamation claim in a court of law ever. I have done 25 years in show business doing this shtick and not been sued once. I have sued other people. Need I say more? Now, the day we end up in court and we lose, then we have to have a bit of humility. But as of this moment, we talk facts, we talk truth, and we talk reality. And that's what the Voice of Reason is about. And to all of my competitors who watch this, wondering how I do it, try vodka and Diet Cherry Coke. Try being human and try having some fucking common sense and not being a lefty cunt like that fucking James O'Brien on LBC. People are sick of the Owen Joneses. People are sick of James O'Brien ramming down our throats that we need to be scared like morbidly obese Morgan and that hypocrite Kate Burley. We are sick of having this thrown at us day after day. We're now in months February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October. We're 10 months into this bullshit. We need clarity and facts. And the facts are these. The average age of death of Kung Flu is 82 and 99% recovery. Merry Christmas. I will see who I want to see on Christmas. I will have the Christmas I want to have, and I am willing to take the consequences. Now, you can do what you want to do. I'm not inciting anybody to do anything. But I'm telling you, there are people who won't be here next Christmas, and I will sit in a prison cell very happy knowing that I made their Christmas. I have my M&S shop tomorrow, my only treat of the year. I don't do drugs. I have one bottle of this every few weeks, fine. My treat is food. You do what you need to do. You buy posh trainers and jeans, I don't buy any of that bullshit. My treat is food. And my 25-pound box of vegetables from M&S will be picked up tomorrow at 1 o'clock. My fisted turkey will be picked up at 1 o'clock. And I will shove it in the oven and dish it out to all these people who may not be here next year. And I sleep very well at night. And anybody who wants to come to my front door and challenge me over it, firstly, you'll be filmed. And two, you will be released on YouTube. And let's see what happens. I beg of you to get me in a court of law. I beg of you to get me in front of a judge. That's what I'm asking. Because I know I'm doing what I'm doing for the right reasons. And that's what you should do, for the right reasons, not for the wrong reasons. I'm not talking about having a dinner party with 37 people who are all 25 years old. I'm talking about people who are isolated, alone.
About 3 months, isn't it?
I want it on my conscience that I did everything I could at the Christmas of 2020 to make their Christmas the best it could be under the circumstances. And I'm willing to pay the consequences. And you'll find out about it. You know what? People can do things to you, right? They can think they're clever, but the truth will always out in the end. There's a lot of things I can't say to you, Ron. But trust me, coming up, I'll be able to say a lot, because eventually the truth will out in the end. And there's going to be fireworks, bigger than the London cancelled firework display on New Year's Eve. Because
be 10 by then, yeah.
To get up to shenanigans and lie will be exposed. I have faith. I've been in enough courtrooms over my life to know that judges see through bullshit. And I keep my faith in the justice system. I keep my faith that people can do whatever they do. I'm doing what I do for the right reasons. And that's what you need to do. Right, 10 past 10, quick as we can. Back to the phones. Hello, who's calling? Hi, who's on the line? Right, let's go to the next one then. Hello, who's calling?
Hello,
we have a full switchboard. Hello, Chris. Sorry, just to say there is a full switchboard at the minute. I know I'm waffling on. We're going to be as quickly as we can.
It's like the voice of vodka tonight, mate. What's going on?
No, we've got to have a reality check. I'm seeing so many lies on mainstream radio and TV and media. They are trying to kill our souls. And there are people okay, do you want me to say what I want to say? Are you really making me say this?
Go on, Alex. I'll lay down on the sofa, mate, and I'll listen to what you've got to say.
There are people going to kill themselves this Christmas or die if we don't do something. And I'm not willing to be part of that. I want to do what I can for the people I can protect, right? And there are some very vulnerable people, even I know, in show business that are alone, that are sad, that don't have relatives, that don't have a life, that don't have a community. And I don't want to be part of that. I don't want to be responsible for that. I want to do what I can do to save those I can save. And in the case of my auntie with MS or my uncle with motor neuron or even my own parents, I am not willing to punish them for something that's not their fault.
I get that, mate. I've spoken to you before and I told you a friend of mine back in the summer took his own life because of this COVID. And
right.
He lost all of his work. Now, if you times that by 10, I think that's what we're getting now, because I don't know about you, but on Saturday, I mean, personally, I've got my wife, I've got my kids, I'm very lucky. I can give a shit that I can't see my family because I've been lucky enough to be able to see them when the rules were relaxed.
And you're quite right. I'm not talking about cousins. I'm not talking about best friends. I'm not talking about aunties even. I'm talking about people who are isolated, lonely, ill, and have had this bullshit for 10 months. Let's be very clear.
Absolutely. Now, I don't know how you feel about this, but if Boris had come out in, let's say, November and said, look, I'm sorry, this year, Christmas, apart from the vulnerable, tough shit, we're going to lock down, immediate family only, household, blah, blah, blah. I could have half swallowed that. But for them to turn around up until last bloody week and say, yeah, the Christmas thing's still going to happen even if you're in tier 4. And then Saturday afternoon at 4 o'clock on a Saturday afternoon, for him to come out with that bullshit about, well, Christmas is cancelled, blah, blah, blah.
But more importantly, seconds before the 5 days was about to begin.
Absolutely. I don't know whether you heard this comment. I personally turned it off. My sister rang me and said, did you hear what that scientist said?
It'll be packed egg with you tomorrow.
Quote, if you packed your bags, go and unpack them. Now, what a horrible way to phrase it. You know, as if people were not feeling depressed enough.
Well, the humanity's been lost. And I love how people have these bullshit articles about being human and be kind and all this shit.
Oh, it's bullshit.
You know, what we've done, how is it possible, right? And to blow a little smoke up my own arse for a moment, if you would indulge me. How is it possible I knew in March Christmas was going to be a disaster?
I think you all did.
We all knew. Anybody with a fucking brain that isn't a delusional twirly that lives in the mother's back bedroom that's on the spectrum and mentally ill knew that this was going to be a disaster. Now, I was saying weeks ago, people say, are you Nostradamus? Are you a mentalist? Are you some kind of mystic? No. I have looked at the science, and the science says that a pandemic was not going to go away 3 months, and it's going to be worse in the winter. And now we're in the winter, and guess what? It's worse in the winter. But it's not worse if you're isolated. It's not worse if you're not in an office with 100 people. It's not worse if you are a person who needs human contact or is going to kill themselves. What could be worse than a person who's desperate? And I'm very lucky. I have hundreds of thousands, if not millions of people every day reaching out to me via YouTube and my various media sources, and I feel more love than I've ever felt in my entire life. But I'm aware there are people watching me now who have fuck all, who have nothing and no hope. Nothing. Yeah, and I feel for these people.
And this is where I try and count my blessings, because we all feel sorry for ourselves occasionally, but there's always someone worse around the corner.
Of course.
Alex, I won't say too much until you give me the green light on this one. Can I speak to you about the COVID vaccine?
Let's not. I tell you, it's the one thing I have treaded a very... do you want to know the truth? Okay, let's be real. It's 10:15 on a Wednesday night.
Yeah, in there,
I said if I could get to Christmas, that it would be beyond my dreams, my wildest dreams.
You'll have a hangover tomorrow then, mate.
Achieve in my life.
You'll have a hangover.
If I get cut off tonight, it makes no difference. Right? I've done everything I wanted to do. I've got a bigger audience than people who have been on national TV for years. I've got a bigger audience than 2-2 now. Owen Jones, who are lefty lobbies that get all the TV exposure. They'll never put me on TV.
Yeah.
Even though all the stuff I get offered, I know would be a car crash.
You'll have a hangover tomorrow then.
So I don't do anything.
Oh, it stitch you up.
Yeah, I never do anything. I never do interviews.
No hangover for me.
And why? Because my mentor is a guy called Howard Stern in America. And Howard Stern always said, what's the point talking on other people's shows that have a smaller audience than you have?
Yeah.
It's a very, very good point.
No hangover.
What a famous radio show.
Yeah, 30 years. I learned everything I know from him.
Sparkling. It's like drinking sparkling wine.
He's the smartest guy I've ever met. He has the biggest empire. He's on $500 million fucking dollars a year, right? I mean, insane amounts of money. He did AGT, America.
I'm back fasting tomorrow.
Simon Cowell could see the value of it. And what I learned from him.
Boxing. I mean, I'm not going to buy a big cake tomorrow because I want to go back fasting. Because the last 2 days I've just been eating fucking shit.
Was that if you go the way of trying to get approval from those in the media, you will end up in a very closeted, very tiny niche of people like Owen Jones, right? Our audience is as big as Nigel Farage.
Yeah.
I'm serious. We have as many subscribers as Nigel Farage. I don't know how many Katie Hopkins has. I think we're bigger. I might be wrong. Let me just check that so I'm not misinforming. But I mean, we're up there with the biggest, and I have absolutely no profile whatsoever. She has 128,000 subscribers. We have 208,000 subscribers, right? It's extraordinary, and I've achieved every single dream I've ever wanted to achieve on this channel. And if I'm pulled tomorrow, so be it. But the curious thing is, nobody's trying to pull me down. Nobody. We've got the PR operatives on Twitter who are promoting me through the roof and getting me more followers. We've got my competitors who are falling by the wayside by the second. And we are here because I know the rules. What they don't understand is I know exactly the rules. But the one thing that's going to get you in trouble is talking to doctors or talking about vaccine. I won't talk about it. But what I will talk about is humanity. They cannot remove me for talking about the human spirit. And that's what we've done for the last hour and 16 minutes. Just talked about real people.
Don't hold your breath, Alex, because the way the world's going, we're
I
becoming
don't care.
more humane.
I don't care. I have achieved everything I want to achieve. I had my own personal mission, and I won't go into that because that's private. There were certain things I wanted to achieve privately. But there's public things I've achieved.
Yeah, I drink plenty of water.
Wildest dreams.
That's
only been possible.
If I drink plenty of water,
humanity of viewers like you
stop me from being hungry.
Watch every day. They get us 1 million hits at the weekend. Do you realise 1 million hits per day on Saturday and Sunday? 1 million hits. Talk radio would dream of getting a.
I think he's nearly finished now anyway.
LBC. I mean, their online stuff is appalling. I mean,
Anyway, I'm going to call it a day now because it's been only 2 hours. It's finishing soon anyway. Anyway, all have a good night, YouTubers. No alcohol tonight. I'm sober tonight. Take one day at a time. All have a good night. Maybe Tim Eldridge might be live later. Yeah, so all going to Tim Eldridge's. Take care, easy. Take each day as it comes. I've had no alcohol. So I'm not making a fool of myself. So anyway, look after yourselves, take care and have a great night. Thank you very much for watching. Take care, look after yourselves.